I will dismiss you straight to your face. Nah, I ain't got no manners, and these bros ain't got no standards. That's why he can't stand you. Always got your hand out for a handout. Can't stand.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Eli. Welcome to the EDS Squad on my new people viewing across the world. Today I'm going to be talking about Chris and Queen. Not too much about their personal lives, even though these two songs are about their personal lives. I'm going to dive in. I'm a big music fan. I actually study music. So I'm going to put my expertise a little bit into this and what my personal opinions are. First off, I just want to say both of these people definitely put out some quality music in a climate where music is not really too good. You know, you got some good artists, you have some bad artists. Both of these songs definitely are very quality music. I'm going to be talking about Queen's new single, Medicine, has been out for a couple weeks now, and I'm going to also be talking about Chris's new single that he dropped, Letter to My Ex. Okay, so let's dive in.
We could have a house on a lake, but you couldn't wait, but who could you blame? Cause you don't love yourself. Admit my mistake. You still didn't stay. The time for yourself, you had me replaced, but who can I blame? Rained on my own parade. I know you was down for me, baby. Guess I took advantage of you, baby. Talking to Vicky and fucking on Nikki, but you was allowing it, baby. Sleeping on you, I was lazy. Did that shit on the daily. Now you done dip, the table done flip, and I'm trying to handle it, baby.
All your fam looking down on me, look at me not fucking rich when I'm old, nigga, I want it now. You had everybody thinking where it goes. When the camera...
First off, I just want to start talking about Chris's Letter to My Ex. I heard it last night, and reason why I'm not doing a reaction, I'm doing a review to this, per se. Letter to My Ex, I really didn't like it, and the reason why I didn't like it is because I first felt like if he was going to put out a song, especially a song that's supposed to be a response to Queen, I would have thought he would have done this song by himself. Adding Armand and Trey gave me a little vibe of the Nicki versus Remy beef from last year, where Remy came out with Sheether and shook the whole industry up a little bit with that song, and then Nicki came out weeks later with No Frost and she added Lil Wayne and Drake. That's kind of what it gave me in that sense. And let's dive into it. First off, I want to commend Armand and Trey. Even though I don't understand why they were in this song, I definitely loved their hook. I thought it was dope. I'm not really a big Armand and Trey fan, especially when it comes to their music. I'm not really too much a big fan of them, but I would definitely give props where props is due, and Armand and Trey definitely did that. I didn't like how some of the hook of the song, the hook of Armand and Trey's part, their hook, kind of contradicted the verses that Chris very much spoken. First, let me back up a little bit. I was kind of weirded, and I was kind of a little annoyed that Chris did not add Trey and Armand to the track listing of this track, especially when the hook is the best part of the song, in my opinion. I thought that was kind of a little weird and it came off a little bit of cocky mixed with arrogance on his part, because I just felt like if it wasn't for Trey and Armand's hook, I think nobody really would be checking for this song, really. Because if you guys haven't seen his Instagram post where he did a little freestyle.
Look, you got everybody thinking that I hurt you, bitch, you hurt me too. I never thought that we'd get to this. Yeah, I cheated, I admit the shit. But you ain't telling niggas what you did. Cheated on me, talking to that lame. I was so hurt that you could see my pain. Girl, what you saying? I'm the fucking man. You broke my heart, girl, you took from me. How you supposed to be a wife and you ain't even cook for me? God knows I want the best for you, but I should have never left my ex for you. My ex told me not to trust you. I regret it and listen, but sometimes you gotta burn bridges to create distance. Please don't act like that my love wasn't true. Relationship was fake, we started doing shit for views. If you gonna tell your side, tell the whole truth. Cause you ain't letting everybody in on the story. The real reason we ain't work is we stopped giving God his glory. So instead of praying that God keep us together, you started talking to a new nigga like you can do better. We struggled our whole life. You stayed by my side. Now that the nigga getting rich, you decide not to rock.
I'm gonna have to tell Chris to go back to the drawing board with rapping. But what also kind of stuck out to me was the fact that Armand and Trey were on this song, for the simple fact that they're supposed to be really buddy cool with Queen. And then I heard in the grapevine that Queen actually knew that they were going to be on the track and that she really didn't have a problem with it, that it was more business than personal, which kind of also gives me a little of a side eye, because my thing is this: if you guys are so close, brother, sister, y'all call each other sis and y'all call each other bros, I would think in some instance that personal, it will trump business. Like, there's other ways that you guys are making money. You guys are definitely making money in other avenues and other ways. So when you said the business and personal thing, I was kind of like, sometimes business really isn't the way to go, especially when someone as Armand and Trey are so close to the situation. So let's go and dive into the actual song. Okay, so Armand and Trey's hook definitely was fire. Chris's verses, they weren't the strongest, because not even getting into the whole lyrics part of the situation, let's dive into his flow and his cadence. I really was lost because there were some parts of the song where I honestly did not know what Chris was saying, that I had to go and look at different videos that had the lyrics under them to actually figure out what he was saying, because the way the song and the beat were, it didn't really match up with his cadence and you really couldn't hear what he was saying. And then, Chris already doesn't really have a strong voice as it is, so it was going to be hard regardless of the beat. It didn't really matter because his voice really isn't that strong enough to have a flow, and I couldn't hear some parts, so that's kind of like But some of the lyrics that really stuck out to me with Chris's verses, there was a couple of them that kind of threw me off or kind of gave me the wrong impression. There was one part where he was saying, I'm not gonna say word for word because I honestly don't know the lyrics word for word, but there was a part in his verse, I don't know if it was the first or second verse, I believe it was the second verse, where he said Queen wouldn't have anything without him. And for me, let's back up a little bit. For me personally, when I heard Queen's song Medicine, we all knew it was about Chris, of course, but Queen wasn't disrespectful. She wasn't calling him outside of his name. She wasn't demeaning him, and she wasn't being nasty towards him. that's why the song gravitated to more of the YouTube audience, more so than this song, because Chris really was trying to downplay Queen, trying to say Queen wouldn't have anything without him, saying that she cheated first. And to me, in a relationship, it doesn't even matter who did what first. Like, you don't, like, I'm not going to cheat on my significant other and then the person cheats. Like, the tit for tat thing, I don't think that, one, it wasn't a good look for him to admit that in front of his audience, and two, it kind of made it seem like he was blaming his whole relationship and the reason why it downfall on Queen, which I also think is kind of low, because it takes two to tango. It's two people in a relationship, and I don't think in a relationship, when it fails, that you should blame 100% on one person. I think there's two sides to every story, as everybody says. So I didn't like that. I didn't like how he blamed Queen for cheating, but then in another breath, he would say something about how the reason why this whole situation happened is because we didn't put God first. I don't see. I'm a Christian. I was born and raised in a church. My father was a pastor for many years, and so I know the church and I know pretty much the Bible, not in its entirety, but I know a lot of things in the Bible. But that's neither here nor there. I just don't like when people use God to try to absolve themselves from the sins that they do. Like, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say I cheated on the person that I'm in a relationship with, but then blame it on God. Like, it's because me and her didn't work out. Me and this person didn't work out because I wasn't right with God. Definitely has nothing to do with God per se. It has everything to do with you and the choices that you made. You chose to text that girl, you chose to entertain that girl, and you chose to cheat on your wife with that girl. So it's time to put the blame on you. So I definitely didn't like that. I also didn't like how, I'm sorry, I'm using my notes, so I'm trying to get everything together. I definitely didn't like that. I definitely didn't like him blaming Queen for him cheating. And I also didn't like how he used that she had a new guy and she must have been cheating on him because she moved on quick. My dude, you cheated on her. She took you back. Y'all separated. What is she supposed to do? Just sit in there and twiddle her thumbs? Like, if that's what she's doing, if she's entertaining another guy, that's her business at this point. She's single at this point. So, you don't get to say, she cheated on me first. She had this new guy. She must have been talking to him. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. So, with that being said, I really just couldn't really get with the song because of all of that. Like, other than the beat and Armand and Trey really doing good with the hook, I really couldn't get in the song because the verses were very negative and they were speaking negative of somebody that is a mother of your child and somebody that you claim to love. But then again, he said in that song that he didn't love her. So, there's that. My great subscribers and people out there, if you like this video, I want you to like, comment, and share.
These bitches ain't rappers, they strippers and actors.